Hi, my name is Rishi and I'm one of the co-founders at Alayna. In this video, I'm thrilled to share with you the release of one of our most anticipated features, which is the ability to export AI responses to Google Docs and Google Forms. So let's get right into it. I'm currently using our AI-powered chat, and I just asked Alayna to create a lesson plan. In this first example, we will export this lesson plan to Google Docs. The first thing I need to do is enable the Google Docs integration. You can do this using the little Google Export button, which is present at the bottom of the response. Once I click on it, I'm going to select Google Docs. This is going to take me to the authentication page where I get to pick from one of the many accounts that I'm used to. Here's the permission, and then I'm going to click on continue. So the integration is now enabled. I'm going to click on the same button again, and this time I'm going to click on Google Docs. And Alayna is going to start exporting this lesson plan into Google Docs. And there it is. I'm going to click on Open Document, and this shows me the lesson plan that we just created, which has now been exported. And I used the web browsing mode to create a lesson plan using Khan Academy. So in an exported lesson plan, I can still access the Khan Academy resources, which are linked as citations. So very easy to use. And this feature is operational in a few different places. So this was the first example. In this next example, I have a rubric that I created using our advanced curriculum tools, which is present in a tabular format, and I would like to export this to Google Docs. So I'm going to first click on Save Output, and I'm going to click on the Google Docs option from over here. And again, it's the same feature, very easy to use. Once you click on Export, the tool will export the document, and then all you have to do is click on Open Document, and you can see that it has been exported to Google Docs while preserving the tabular format. Okay, in this next example, we are going to export a quiz to Google Forms. And again, we used our advanced curriculum tools to create this quiz, but if you were to create a quiz using our chat interface, then you could also export that to Google Forms. So the process is again the same. I'm going to click on Save Output, but this time I'm going to select Google Forms. Again, I need to authenticate. And there's the permission for Google Forms. I'm going to click on Continue here. And I can see that the integration is now enabled. So I'm going to click on Save Output again and select Google Forms. There we go. I'm going to click on Open, and that should lead us straight into Google Forms, where you can see that the quiz is in place, and it also places in the answer key. So the tool can recognize what's the right answer, and we can take a look that all the multiple choice questions were embedded correctly. All right, let's take a look at a couple more examples. In this one, we're going to export a worksheet with math notation to Google Docs. So we used our learning activity generator to create a worksheet on polynomials, and the tool has prepared an instructor handout. And you can see that there's math notation inside over here. And then we also have the student handout, which is the actual worksheet. So we're going to follow the same process. Just click on Save Output, and let's export this to Google Docs because I would like to print this and hand it to my students for completing using pen and paper. I'm going to click on Open. And that's our instructor handout with the symbols correctly in place, and then we have the student handout with the symbols correctly in place. Now you have the ability to modify the size and the actual icons, so you can work with it the way you want. You have the flexibility to modify content however you like. And for our final example, I'm going to export some instant resources that I created for a YouTube video of the solar system. So I pasted the video in, and then the tool has created two different tracks for me, one which is the normal track and then some easier explanation for kids who are struggling to understand these concepts. So I'm going to click on export and share, and I can download these resources as PDF, or we can export to Google Docs. So I'm just going to click on export, and then we have the same pop-up that's doing all the work for you. And when I click on open in Google Docs, it will directly lead me to the exported resources. So we made this feature extremely easy to use, and we've designed it specifically for educators. So you can copy tables into Google Docs without losing the formatting, and same with math notation as well. And like we saw in the first example, if you use our web research mode to create output using citations, then the citations will also be included. So we're thrilled to have this feature out now, and we hope you are able to get the most of it. Thank you for using Alayna.